Hi there, it's Todd Lane from Utilise IT here, and today I'm going to talk about the version 2 system for ordering meals through Meals on Wheels. First thing I want to talk about is how you access the site. So if you go up to your browser and type http://store.mow.net.au, we will put a link up on the existing website, but that is the address there. So remember, it's very important not to type www. It's just store.mow.net.au. So basically, after typing that in, you're going to get presented with this screen here. Now, basically, we're going to have my video that I'm talking right now is going to appear here on the home page. But if we go over and click on Catalog, that's where we're going to find all of the items. Now, first thing we probably need to do is log in. So if we go up to the top here and click on Log In, and notice that there's no items in the cart at the moment. So if we go and click on Log In, everybody will be provided with their username and password. For now, while we've been doing the testing, we've just made up some dummy email addresses, but they actually relate to particular accounts or services. Okay, so as you can see here, we're actually pretending to be Morissette Meals on Wheels, and as I've logged on, you can immediately see that we've already got a particular order in the system. So if we go and hover over it, we can actually click on that order to see the details of that order. Nice and clean and crisp. Hopefully, this website will appear, much more cleaner, if you like, than the previous version that we were using. So if you want to go in and have a look at your previous orders, by all means go up and click on My Account after you've logged in, and you'll be able to see those orders, which is what we're pretty much looking at now. So the next thing I want to talk about is the actual items themselves. So as we add them in, you can see here up the top here that they will get added to the cart, and then we've obviously got our checkout. So what I would do is I would go and click on Catalog. Now, what we've also decided to do is we've decided to shorten the amount of categories simply by the number of manufacturers plus a couple of different types. So we're not going to have breakfast and lamb and beef and all that sort of stuff. If there's a huge demand for it, we can certainly add those in, no problem at all. But at this stage, we've decided not to. So what we have done, however, is once you go and click on a particular manufacturer, we've actually sorted the items by the SKU code. So incidentally, there's no SKU codes have changed or anything, so there's nothing changed from that point of view. So you can see here, 10, 11, 12, and so forth. So basically what's going to happen is they're going to be in that order. So if we scroll down, we've got the first 12 there, and then we can actually click through that and be able to, add the items in there. There'll be a couple there where it's a little bit hard to read the SKU because the description's quite long, but that's fine. You've also got the ability to be able to go in and click on the item. Why you would do it is I don't know. There isn't really a need for it, because what we have done is we've sort of listened to some of the feedback, and this particular page here has been customized to suit our specific needs. So, for example, if I wanted to have my BCS items on my piece of paper or whatever in front of me, I can actually go in here and say, imagine I wanted to order 3 of 112. I can go and click on Add Cart here, and you'll notice here that it's also added the 3 items, and you can see it in the cart. But what I would then do is just go back and hit the back button, and let's imagine I also wanted to get 1 of 116, and then hit back, and let's imagine we had a customer that or a number of customers that like those particular items, and it's all pretty straightforward. So we can hit the back button, and we can do all of our BCSs, and then perhaps we can move on to Canterbury and so forth. What we can also do is if you go over to, say, Nuvo, who has their cut-ups and so forth, if we look at Nuvo, here is basically all of their products, And what we do is underneath the main item, we will then have any variables like cut-ups and so forth. So for example, 62 also comes in a cut-up. If we sort of go through a few, we can also see that, for example, this one here, this mini. So we've got a Nouveau corned beef and white sauce mini, so that's just the mini. Then we've got the mini in a cut-up, mini in a low potassium, mini in a puree. And then we move on to the next item. So it really should be quite simple and fairly quick for you to scroll through and place an order. Alternatively, we can also go down to, say, low salt. And if you want to look at all the items in low salt, there they are. And again, they're in numerical order. So you can sort of scroll down and work your way through the low salts and so forth. And pretty much, place an order. Now, another really cool feature is the search button. So another modification that we've actually made to the system to try and reduce the amount of clicks is the search button. So if we were, say, looking for what I've found I've been adding orders in, if I put in, say, 654, for example, and hit enter, it's going to bring up 654 straight away, and I can literally go in and add the number of items straight from there. So straight from the search bar, I've now gone and added 654 in, which is really cool. A couple of less clicks. But if I go in here and I do a search, you can either search in this box or over in this box, and particularly with low numbers. So if I go in and say search for 10, for example, what it's going to do is bring us back any item that has anything to do with the number 10. So don't ask me why you're getting 684s and things like that, but that's just what happens, particularly when you're looking for smaller numbers. But the really cool thing is that we're displaying the SKU, and we're also giving you the ability to be able to order it from there. So it could very well mean that you're looking for, I don't know, this particular one here, the Impossible Coconut Pie. You could just scroll down. You know that you're just simply looking for 680. It's not a very good example, but you're looking for that particular SKU, so you've found it in the list, and click on Add to Cart, and now that's added it in there. Again, hit the back button, and it'll take you back to where you were. But the search function is very powerful. So, for example, you might want to type in there, I don't know, roast beef. So as you can see here, the system's brought us back with every single possibility of roast beef. So you've got BCS version, you've got the Flagstaff version, you've got the Flagstaff Mini, you've got the Nouveau version. So you don't actually have to just put in. You've even got the low salt versions and the potassium versions and so forth. So you're not restricted to just putting in a SKU. You could type in there whatever you want. There's a little trick for you to remember, is that I've actually got the information in the background called desserts with an S, not with just dessert. So as you can see there, I've typed in BCS desserts, and basically it's brought us up every single BCS dessert. But remember, you have to put the S on the end of it. So very powerful feature, and basically what you can do is you can add your items directly from there. Again, I just want to stress again that the back button is going to be very, very helpful, because there's a good chance if you're looking for multiple things, you can just quickly add it, hit the back button, and go back to where you were, and go from there. So that's pretty much the ordering system. It's relatively simple, and hopefully it's going to be a lot faster. We certainly haven't experienced any of the issues of items disappearing and all this sort of stuff. So hopefully we shouldn't have those issues moving forwards. If we're just sort of working our way through the catalog, again, I wouldn't click on catalog. I'll click on Nouveau or whatever, but I can always go up the top here if I want to remember what I've ordered, and I can click on that to go back to the cart and just look and see what you've ordered and remove an item or update its quantities or whatever the case may be. When we're actually ready to complete the order, you're required to pop in the delivery date. So if you click into that box, what will happen is a little calendar will come up, and you can just type your delivery date, your requested delivery date in there. And as you can see now, it's also doing it in the Australian format. What you can also do is you can also add a note. So if we click on this button here, add note for seller, we can do that as well. I don't know, something like that. So you can do that as well. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to demonstrate a quick order. Now, granted, it's only a fairly small one, so because it's only 4 items, I'm just going to use the search button. So we have no items in the cart right now. So if I go here and type in there, 630 LP, we want one of those, so I'm going to add to cart there. I'm going to go, well, I don't even have to go back because I'm already, there's nothing else there that I need. So I can type 618. And I need one of those. I'm going to type 654 and I need one of those, and I need a 37. So here's an example where for some strange reason it's bringing up all of these items. I can go down here because I can see the SKU. I can see there it is there, 37, so I'll click on add to cart. And that's basically done. So all I need to do now is select the delivery date. This is actually one in the past, or it's actually today. So I'm going to pop in there the 8th of the 8th. I'm going to proceed to the checkout. Don't worry about what that address is because that will change. All of the information's in there, so I click on continue to next step. And then scroll all the way down. Now, if you've got a long one, you need to remember to scroll because it's basically showing all the products down the right-hand side. So you'll need to scroll all the way down to find this complete my purchase on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on that. And that's now submitted the order. So an email would have gone out to say that that order has been placed, order number 1035, and we'll go from there. So look, what we've also done is if you go over to the when we click on continue shopping, if you go down the bottom here, you've also noticed I've created an article, a news article here. So by all means, leave some feedback. So if you click on that article, you can have a read of that. But what you do have the ability to be able to do is leave a comment. So I'd really love to hear back if you find this system easier and quicker and all that sort of stuff, and we'll go from there. So thanks for watching.